Greenland is probably the biggest real estate scam in history. The country is almost 5 times bigger than California, and about 80% of its total land is covered by thick ice. Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, with its own government and parliament. Despite this, several American presidents, including Donald Trump, have shown interest in purchasing this island, even though 57,000 people are still living there. But why is this frozen piece of land in the Atlantic Ocean called Greenland? And why are billionaires looking to buy this country? The earliest inhabitants of Greenland were the Paleo-Eskimo people called Saak. Arriving around 2500 BC, masters of hunting, they paved the way for the Dorset people, who introduced innovative technologies like stone tools, equipment made with animal bone, and artistic carvings. Around 1500 years later, the dynamic Tula people arrived with advanced maritime skills and pioneered whaling and sealing. These people are believed to have originated in Alaska and reached Greenland around the 13th century. Nobody knows for a fact why the Dorset civilization declined, but experts believe climate change could have played a major role. Today, the modern Inuit people are said to be the descendants of the Tula people. Okay, but why is Greenland a real estate scam? In the late 10th century, an Icelandic Viking, who went by the name Eric the Red, set sail in search of unexplored lands. After being exiled from Iceland, he stumbled upon a vast, icy landmass and decided to call it Greenland. But why would anyone imply that an icy continent is green? It was a creative marketing ploy by Eric the Red to entice new settlers, emphasizing its potential fertility. Pretty smart if you ask me. He returned to Iceland and shared tales of the promising land he discovered. This marketing trick worked, and a few years later, along with a fleet of 400 people, Eric sailed to Greenland and established 2 main colonies, known as the Eastern Settlement and the Western Settlement. Living in the Arctic is not to be taken lightly, and the Icelandic settlers were well aware of that. They faced numerous challenges in their new environment, particularly due to the harsh weather conditions, limited resources, and frequent conflicts with the indigenous Inuit people. Despite this, the Norse colonies in Greenland survived for several centuries as they finally got a good grasp of farming and hunting. However, by the early 15th century, the Norse settlements had mysteriously vanished. The disappearance of the Greenland Norse remains one of the most enduring mysteries of medieval history. Some speculate that the remaining population may have integrated with the indigenous Inuit people or returned to Europe, while others believe that they succumbed to the harsh conditions and challenges of their Arctic environment. About 200 years later, a new chapter unfolded in Greenland's territorial exploration. The King of Denmark and Norway decided it was time to reclaim Greenland. Their primary goal was to expand their whaling business and fur trade. Over the centuries, Denmark's colonial ambitions established a strong presence on Greenland that endured well into the 1900s. This icy landmass quickly became a strategic outpost, fueling European economic interests while expertly navigating this harsh Arctic environment. Even though European settlers had a strong presence in Greenland over the centuries, more than 90% of its population is comprised of indigenous Inuit people. I think it's pretty safe to say that only the Inuit people can endure such brutal weather in the Arctic. Being the world's largest ice sheet after Antarctica, Greenland is filled with icy expanse everywhere. Archaeological discoveries have revealed that in some places the ice is almost 2 miles thick. It really is a crazy fact to wrap our heads around, but the ice sheet also plays a critical role in the global climate system. If the temperatures keep rising, and hypothetically if all the ice sheets melt from Greenland's surface, the sea level will rise 25 feet higher than it is right now. That means almost 60% of all the islands in the world, including countries, will be submerged underwater. Having said that, not everything in Greenland is frozen. About 20% of its total land experiences mild Arctic climate, particularly around the south and west coasts. These places allow for limited agriculture in the form of vegetable farming in sheltered locations and cattle farming. The coastal area is also suitable for mosses, lichens, and low-growing shrubs, which enables a variety of animals to survive. The wildlife on Greenland's coast includes Arctic foxes, hares, and a variety of birds, which migrate to Greenland during these short summers. On the other hand, Greenland features equally fascinating geography under the surface as well. It's revealed that a complex topography of mountains, valleys, and plains lies beneath the ice sheet. Recent discoveries have even revealed that a vast and intricate network of subglacial terrain exists down below. There's no arguing that Greenland has some pretty extreme geographical features, whether you're above the ice sheet or below it. The capital city of Greenland is the beautiful city of Nuuk, which is situated on the west coast. Today, it is the political, cultural, and economic center of the country. Furthermore, cities like Sisimiut, Ilulissat, and Kokotok have the largest population density after Nuuk. While these settlements are considered larger by Greenlandic standards, it's important to note that the population density in Greenland is relatively low, and many communities are small and remote. Back in 2022, the average temperature of Greenland was 42 degrees Fahrenheit. In contrast, other countries that are located in the same latitude, like Finland and Sweden, had 45 degrees and 51 degrees respectively. But if the temperature is almost the same, why is the population density so low in Greenland? Well, first of all, let's address the mammoth in the room. Winter in Greenland is long and extremely cold. The majority of the island is covered by ice, making it inhospitable for large-scale human settlement. Similarly, road networks and general accessibility of infrastructure are way superior in Finland and Iceland. As we discussed earlier, Greenland's population has historically been composed of indigenous people. The traditional way of life, which includes hunting and fishing, may not appeal to a large population from outside Greenland. Also, I think in today's age, finance plays a major role in people's lives. Finland and Iceland, even though they're located in the same latitude, have more diversified economies with opportunities in various sectors like technology, manufacturing, and tourism. Greenland's economy has been traditionally based on fishing and hunting, with limited opportunities for other industries. Especially in this day and age, people generally move where they can find more opportunities. On the other hand, the Gulf Stream in the ocean moderates the climates of Norway and Sweden. Whenever warm water builds up in the Caribbean, it moves towards mainland Europe, which helps moderate the temperature around it. Unfortunately for Greenland, since it's located on the northern side of the Gulf Stream, it does not benefit from that heat. Similarly, Iceland is also situated north of the Gulf Stream, but due to more volcanic and geothermal activity under its surface, Iceland has a significantly milder climate than Greenland. Even then, people in Greenland seem to enjoy living there. Today, more than 57,000 people live in this country, making it the least densely populated country in the world. Its capital city, Nuuk, is home to about 18,000 Greenlanders. This beautiful city on the west coast is the economic hub as it supports more than 60% of Greenland's GDP. Sisimiut and Uummannaq have around 5,000 people on their surface, and Qasigiannguit, a stunning city in the southern part of the country, has only about 3,000 people. The rest of Greenland's population lives in small towns and villages throughout the western and southern coasts, where they live traditional and often remote lifestyles. In theory, Greenland seems pretty cold and depressing, right? But the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, begs to differ. In 2019, the former president expressed his interest in purchasing Greenland. It turns out that this frozen island is located in a strategic location, with a huge deposit of rare earth minerals like crude oil, zinc, lead, and gold. However, Trump's proposal met with global criticism, highlighting the Arctic's geopolitical importance. To add to his agony, Greenland rejected the offer as well, emphasizing its commitment to autonomy. Greenland is a beautiful and equally interesting piece of land on our planet. Even though it's a European country, Greenland doesn't get much spotlight like its fellow neighbors. Who knows what the future holds for this beautiful country and its citizens? But I'm pretty sure that no matter what happens, Greenland and Greenlanders will stand the test of time, as they have always done.